That evening, the son asked a question that most people are afraid to face. "Dad, why do I work every month, save every month, and still feel like I'm going nowhere?" The father didn't answer right away. He looked at his son and said calmly, "Because you were never taught how money actually grows." One evening, after dinner, the father and the son sat at the dining table. The house was quiet. Outside, the city lights were fading. The son broke the silence. "Dad, can I ask you something?" The father nodded. "Of course." The son hesitated, then said, "I work hard every month, but my salary is low. I save what I can, but after years it still feels like I'm standing in the same place. People tell me investing is only for those who already have money. Is that really how it works?" The father leaned back in his chair and smiled slightly. "Let me ask you a question instead," he said. "Do you know why two people can start with the same 100 million, but after 10 years, one ends up with only about 120 million, while the other reaches nearly 300 million? The son looked confused. "They both saved the same amount. How can that be possible?" The father replied calmly, "Because one understands compound interest, and the other does not." He continued, "Studies in personal finance over the past 20 years show that less than 5% of people ever reach financial freedom. The rest fail. And most of them fail not because they lack income, but because they misunderstand how money grows." The son frowned. "So what do most people do wrong?" The father answered, "They rely only on simple interest. They put their money into savings accounts that pay 3 to 5% a year, or they spend everything they earn and wait until they feel rich enough to invest." The father picked up a pen and started writing numbers on a piece of paper. "Look at this," he said. "If you put 100 million into a savings account at 5% a year, after 10 years, you end up with about 135 million. You feel safe, but time works slowly against you." Then he wrote another number. "If that same 100 million earns 10% a year, after 10 years, it grows to more than 260 million. And at 15%, it can exceed 400 million. The son stared at the numbers. "That's a huge difference." The father nodded. "And the difference is not luck. It's mathematics." He then drew a small picture of a hen. "Let me explain it another way," he said. "Imagine I give you one hen. Every year it lays eggs. If you sell all the eggs right away, you earn some cash, but after 10 years, you still only have one hen. That is simple interest. But if you keep some eggs and let them hatch, next year you have more hens. More hens lay more eggs. Each year growth accelerates. After 10 years, you don't have one hen anymore. You have a farm." The father paused to let the idea sink in. That is compound interest. Money making money, and then making even more money. The son nodded slowly. "So what actually makes compound interest work?" The father raised one finger. "First, time. Starting early matters more than starting big. Someone who invests a small amount at 25 can end up with more than someone who starts at 35 with twice the money." He raised a second finger. "Second, the rate of return. A difference of just 1 or 2% per year doesn't seem important at first, but over 10 or 20 years, it can mean hundreds of millions." Then he raised the third finger. Third, reinvestment. If you consume all your profits, growth stops. If you reinvest, growth accelerates. The son hesitated, then asked, "But Dad, what if my income is low? What if I can only invest a small amount each month?" The father smiled warmly. "Let me give you a real example," he said. "A young person earning an average salary invests a small amount every month into a broad market index fund earning around 10% a year. After 15 years, that account can grow to nearly 800 million. The son's eyes widened. "Without being rich first?" "Yes," the father replied. "Not because the amount was large, but because time and consistency did the work." The father leaned forward and spoke more seriously. "Every dollar you spend today is not just $1. It could be $10, $20, or $50 in the future if it had been invested and allowed to compound." He stood up and placed his hand on his son's shoulder. "Financial freedom is not about suddenly having a lot of money," he said. "It begins the moment you decide to let your money work for you instead of working for money forever." The son remained silent, but his expression had changed. For the first time, he wasn't thinking about how little he earned. He was thinking about how early he could start.